Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. We are going to do an experiment today on winter sowing. I have been doing a ton of research on starting more and more winter sowing. In my research, I found 3 different ways to winter sow. And so today I want to try those out with you, and we're going to go through all the processes. If you are new here, I am Kim. I'm in North Carolina, Zone 7B. And last year I found winter sowing by accident. And let me just tell you, I am a winter sowing groupie. Winter sowing is my jam. My results were amazing. I did a video. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. I'll link it below, showing my results of my very first time. And if you know anything about starting seeds, you know you have to have a grow light, sometimes a heat mat. You have to go through a process of hardening off. Well, winter sowing takes away all of that, and it's the process of starting seeds outdoors. You leave them outside. Mother Nature takes care of the process, watering. You sometimes do have to do a little supplemental watering, but you kind of check your containers and your seedlings emerge as the temperature's warm. They are acclimated to the outdoor area and you don't have to harden them off. How amazing. So number 1 in winter sowing is the tried and true method. The reason I say tried and true, because I did try it last year. We are going to start some seeds in our milk jugs. Number 2, this is the one that I just kind of scratched my head at. We are going to perform our winter sowing in a Ziploc bag. Okay, this is a great value freezer bag. The key, it has to have the zipper on the top. So this is method number 2. I know, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, let's try it. I'm all for it. Number 3, in a plastic container. So we are going to go through, get this set up and get our seeds sown in this and the milk jug. And then we're going to set them out, the same seeds, and we're going to see what happens. So you may be asking, what seeds are you going to start? So I thought I would do the same seeds across each of the containers. I'm going to be starting 4 different seeds today. So I have the American seeds, the Snapdragon. This is the tall rust resistant mixed colors. Who doesn't love rust resistant? I got rust last year on my hollyhocks and disaster struck. So look for rust resistant. Side note, if you do get hollyhocks, be sure you get rust resistant because they were gorgeous. They flowered and the rust came and that was it. Tithonia, Mexican sunflower. If you watch that video, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to go and watch that video if you haven't. If you know, you know. Zinnia, early bird. Fell in love with these. Okay, I did not winter sow these last year, so this is my first time trying zinnias. I'm super excited about these. And then those are both by Fairy Morris. And then I've got Botanical Interest Butter Crunch lettuce. So we're going to try all of these and see what happens. Okay, so let's go in the greenhouse and let's get started. We are ready to get our winter sowing on. We are going to start with the container method, and all that you need for this is a plastic container with a clear lid and obviously the bottom. You also want to have containers to put your winter sowing in. You need a drill and a big honkin' drill bit. Okay, so I don't know what size this is. I don't have my glasses on, so just use your best judgment. That's what happens when you get old. You can't see anymore, right? Anybody else like me? Don't answer that. You want containers that you are going to winter sow in. But something I was just thinking about is we are going to drill holes all in the lid, all in the bottom of this, and then around some in the sides. And I honestly wonder if you could just put your soil mix in directly in here and just sow your seeds. I wonder if that's a new winter sowing method. The only drawback that I could see is how are you going to get the seedlings out? But you know, if you space them properly, maybe you could maximize the space. I figured it out and I can get 5 across and 3 deep. So, and 3 rows. So for the purposes of our experiment that we were doing today, I am starting 4 different seeds. So I'm going to do 3 containers each for each one. So I'm going to be starting 12 today, just in this method. When we start drilling, you know, you want to keep your fingers, your toes, and your eyes crossed, you know, that you're not going to split this. We're just going to go ahead and start drilling the holes. You got this, Kim. Can you see what I'm doing? Probably not. And I just split it. It didn't crack it that bad. Okay, we are done drilling the holes. That was quite a lot of work. I worked up a sweat. Did have some little splits in some area. I did the top, the bottom, and just 4 on the sides. Next step is to go ahead and put some soil in our containers and put them in here. I am actually going to go to the next method, not get dirty first. We're gonna get everything prepped and then we'll sow our seeds. Next up, we are going to do the freezer bag method. This is a great value bag. There is no container. This is the winter sowing container. You want to make sure that you do have a zipper on the top. And so the materials that you need for this are your zipper bag. You need scissors, a Sharpie. You don't have to have this, but you do need some sort of a dowel. This is a marshmallow stick. It has a point on one end. This is how you're going to hold your bags up. And we'll go through that process. And then obviously you need your seeds, you need your soil mix, and you're going to plant directly in this. The steps are, we are going to draw our drainage holes on here, and then we are going to use the scissors to cut those drainage holes out. You're also going to do a diamond here, and you're going to cut it out. That's where the dowel goes through in order to hold the bag up. This is where you have your drainage holes, and you are literally just going to cut. You're cutting through all of the layers like that. I am going to go ahead and do the other 3 bags like this. The one thing I did want to say, you do want to use a paint pen. I don't have one. So I am just going to write the name of the seed on the bag, and you want to put the date. Got all of them labeled. I got holes cut out for drainage and for the sticks to go through and labeled, and we are ready to set these aside and get the containers ready for our winter sowing the tried and true way. So I'm going to go ahead and get my milk jugs all ready to go, and we're going to be cooking with gas. Okay, got everything cut. All 4 of my containers. I am now going to write on a piece of duct tape, and I like some insurance, so I put it on a little plant tag and stick it inside of it. So I'm going to get everything ready, and then I'm going to go mix up our soil and fill it up, and then we are ready to sow our seeds and lay it out. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. We're going to start a winter sowing dance, all right? I know. Something happened to me when I was born. I swear. Not quite right. Are any of you messy when you work in the yard? Are you messy? I am a messy cook, and I am a messy planter. I hate mess. I love things neat and tidy, but when I cook, when I garden, when I paint, I am covered in whatever it is I am doing. I always clean it up, but I don't know if any of you are like me. But anyway, we have all of our soil in the containers, all of our soil mix. So we have our 4 bags, we have our cups, and we have our milk jugs. So now we are ready to plant our seeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with each method, and we're going to go all the way through that method. So first, let's start in the way that we began. let's do the cups and then we'll put them in the plastic bin. First, we're starting off with the love of my life, Tithonia. Let's get a look at these beauties. Okay. I don't know if you can see through all of the dirt. There we have our container. You're gonna put the lid on it, sealing it up like that. And we are gonna go set it out in just a minute. Let's move on to the bags. Aren't they fun? Isn't this so much fun? Okay, so this is filled about a third of the way full. We are going to do the same process and then some soil over top of it and we'll move on. First up, snapdragons. Tiny, tiny little seeds. So I'm just gonna sprinkle them. You don't want to zip these up all the way. You want to leave a space in it. You want to put something in here to hold it open. So I'm just going to clip it open like that, just to hold it like that. Set it to the side and move on. Tithonia. Done. Method number 2 complete. All we have is our tried and true We did it. We are finished. Okay, so the best part is now we are going to go set them outside. The milk containers, the old school way, the OG. We have our zipper bag, and then we have our plastic container method. I think what I'm gonna do, you run the dowels through the bag. So I think the best place is right here for our dowels. So we're actually gonna try that now, but let me show you how this works. So basically what you do, you have your 2 holes, you run your dowel through one and the other, and this is sort of how it keeps it upright, like this. So I had to get super creative. I may have to reconfigure this, but for right now, this is the best I could do. You want to have it upright. You want to make sure that your bags are upright, and you don't want to have it where the water can't get into that hole that, you know, where we left the opening. And so we're going to try this and see what happens. So let me show you what else we have. We have our winter sowing in our container. We have our OG winter sowing, and we have our Ziploc bag winter sowing. So which do you think is going to do the best? I want you to go ahead and say in the comments which method you think is going to have the most success. And we're going to check these every single month. So we're going to give an update, and then we're going to look back and see who was right. We are complete. Our winter sowing is done. The 3 different methods in the plastic container, in the OG method, in the milk jugs, and then in the zipper top bag method. And I cannot wait to see what you feel is going to be the best. I'm going to pick the plastic container. I really want to say the milk jug, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say the plastic container I think is going to have the best success. I want to hear your thoughts, your vote in the comments below. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe and become part of this community. I really, really love meeting all of you, and this winter sowing experience has been so fun, and I'm so grateful to meet all of you. I have taken your advice when I asked for your help, and I also want to ask, have you tried any of these methods, and what success have you had? I cannot wait to see you in another video soon. I hope you have a chance to get your hands dirty like I did today and go outside and feel the sunshine. It's magical, even if it's freezing outside. And I will see you in another video soon. Take care.